Hi, it's Vex, and today we're doing our top 10 from Adventures in the Forgotten Realm. That's right, top 10. Of course, we have our honorable mention, right? We cannot go without an honorable mention. And honorable mention is Tiamat. Tiamat is super casual, super fun. Again, I don't know the lore of D&D, and I'll tell you what, compared to Modern Horizons, this set was much more difficult to make a top 10, right? Because it's not as powerful as Modern Horizons. Modern Horizons had to cut cards. There's so much power in Modern Horizons. Here, we had to stretch a little bit, okay? We had to stretch. But here's our top 10. Honorable mention, Tiamat. Tiamat is super fun. Check out the deck tech right there. Bam. Okay, another honorable mention, since I am not a fan of die rolling in Commander, unless you use a digital mean, like a phone or something, because it just takes time. Like, you sit here, you're just like, Have you ever seen somebody with a Quark deck with Quark's thumb? Oh my god, it just takes forever. So, and it's so random. Sometimes you just want an effect, like Treasure Chest. This is another honorable mention. I really like this. If I did really like die rolling, this would be the card I really like. Treasure Chest, 3, and then you pay 4, sack it, and roll d20. So 7 mana total. Wow, you gotta play a lot. You roll 1, lose 3 life. 2 through 9, create 5 treasures, so gives you 5 treasures back. It's not very great because it costs you 7. You roll 10 through 19, which is sweet. You gain 3 life, draw 3 cards. Ooh, I like that part. Still costs you 7 mana. But 20, search your library for a card. If it's an artifact card, you may put it into the battlefield. Boom. Otherwise, put it in your hand. Demonic Tutors. So, all right. So now we're doing our top 10 style. Here we have a tie between the 5 lands right there. Let's actually get rid of these. We don't need those anymore. The 5 man lands. I love these man lands, especially Lay of the Hydra. I like Lay of the Hydra the most because it's a Hydra. It's a good mana sink here. But these are pretty cool. You know, you get a goblin makes dudes here. So you play a monocolored deck. You could have one of these lands in there. I recommend like these in monocolored decks, but they're pretty fun. I love man lands. I definitely like monocolored man lands. I know there aren't a lot of them, man lands, but I think another one, Treetop Village, is the really strong green one too. But I just really like these. This makes a Hydra, Goblin makes dudes, Graveyard Hate Beholder dude, Big Giant Warding dude, and then a Flying Dragon. So there you go. That's number 10. Number 9, oops, did I just lose a dice? I just threw things around. Number 9, so let's put a 10 here, is actually not in this pile here. So, excuse me, this is my Dimir mill deck from Modern. The reason it's not in this pile is it's in this mill deck here, which I'll do a deck tech on one day, but I'll just show you real quick. Here's a deck. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So let's just yank that card out real quick here. And this number 9 because, you know, it goes right into one deck and one deck only, but it's very good in that deck. It goes into the Bruvac mill deck, or the Persistent Petitioner mill deck right here. 1 blue. Each opponent exiles cards from their top of their library until that player has exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more. I know in EDH you play higher mana value cards, but as EDH has got more and more efficient, the mana value goes down and down. And again, it does each opponent. So on average, it might do 7 cards from each opponent, so that's pretty good here. It's not the greatest mill card, but I think it's pretty good. It has potential with somebody playing a Storm deck with low mana value to get 10, 12, 13 cards, so I think that's pretty neat here. All right, I forgot to put number 9. I'm messing up these dice left and right, but let's try to keep them in track here. All right, let's go to number 8. All right, I think I got it right this time. Asmodeus, let's hold this up here, the Archfiend. So my number 8 card here, 4 black. This is like a Gristleband wannabe, legendary creature, double god. So, and ignore the binding contract. So if you draw a card, exile top card of your library face down instead. So it's kind of like a necropotence kind of feel. And then you play black, draw 7 cards. Bam, that's the Gristleband part. But remember, his ability is if you draw a card, exile top card of your library face down instead. So you would exile a card deck face down like this. Instead of drawing 7 cards, you exile 7 cards face down. However, what you can do is you play black, put the ability on a stack, sacrifice Asmodeus, bam, you get to draw 7 cards. That is a lot of work. Or you can pay 1 black, return all cards exiled with Asmodeus, the Archfiend, to their owner's hands, and you lose that much life. So this is kind of like a Necropotence, Gristlebrand crossover. I think it's very powerful in the right deck. I haven't seen this in a lot of deck lists, but when people start adapting and figure out how to make this thing work, I think it'd be very strong. It'd be very strong in the command zone. So Asmodeus is my number 8 pick there. Number 7, Book of Exalted Deeds. Now this again, just like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, goes into essentially 1 deck or 2. I guess more of a life gain deck, but an angel deck as well. It's a white. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life, create 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. So it does that. Cool. You just like sit on the battlefield in a life gain deck. You don't even care about the second ability. You just make some 3/3 white angel creatures. Or you could play white. Exile Book of Exalted Deeds, put an enlightened counter on target angel. It gains you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Activate only as a sorcery. I believe this is banned in Standard 2022, which is not a real format, but it is a real format because of Faceless Haven right here. This is all creature types. You put this counter on Faceless Haven and never reactivate it, and then as long as they can't kill this, you don't lose the game. It's a little hard to do in Commander because you can't have 4 of each, but super cool because it's sit on the battlefield and make you 3/3 angels all the time. You don't care about the other ability. Number 6 here, Treasure Vault. I'm actually sad. I had to read Treasure Vault twice. All right, the reason it's number 6 and not number 1 is because you got to sacrifice it, right? It taps for 1 colorless. XX tap sack Treasure Vault. Wow, that's painful. Create X treasure tokens. So that's pretty cool. You sack it, create some tokens to use later. And is an artifact land. It could be a benefit or a downfall because somebody could just Vandal Blast like your land. So I actually had it 2nd place until I realized you got to sack it, and it's an artifact land in like together. I mean I knew it's an artifact land, but it's just so vulnerable in EDH nowadays because people do have a lot of Vandal Blast or Bane of Progress and stuff like that. So dangerous, but it's pretty cool. Number 5, Fighter Class. I actually love this card here. I love these class cards, but they're not as strong. They do take some work because you have to pay mana, then pay mana, then pay mana again, all these different levels. But red, white. 1 Fire Class ETBs, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle. Super good deck. You just play this. You use it for 2 mana to tutor for equipment and not do anything else. It's still still valuable. The cool part is you can leave it on the battlefield, let it chill, and then you could pay 1 red, white, so 5 total mana. Equip abilities you activate cost 2 less to activate, so it's already refunding you mana. Eventually, you'll get refunded more than your 5 mana investment. Then you pay 3 red, white, 10 mana total. Wow, that's a lot of mana investment. But whenever creature you control attacks, up to 1 target creature blocks it this combat if able. So you just do force blocks. Even at 2 mana and an equipment tutor, it's still super good. Super, super good. Top 4. Number 4 is Zorn. Zorn, I think has said 2 in red. And then if you would create 1 or more treasure tokens and instead create those treasure tokens plus an additional treasure. So plus 1 treasure. Super cool. I think treasure is a gigantic theme in any set nowadays. Technically, it's in all sets. And Zorn really helps pump out the extra treasures. It's weird it's not in green, of course, but it's good that other colors get to do additional mana. So it's kind of like a little rampy with your treasure synergies. Top 3 cards are, of course, green, because green's the best color in Magic, unfortunately. Ranger class, and I put this above Fighter Class because it does cost 1 in green. It's easier to put in more decks because Fighter Class is specifically an equipment deck. This you can put in like creature decks. Mono green, black green, blue green, white green, red green, whatever. ETBs create 2/2 wolf creature token. Could be useful for something. Then you pay another 1 in green, so 4 mana value total. Whenever you attack, put a +1 person counter on target attacking creature. So good in like Gruul decks, really aggressive decks. Ooh, number 3, I forgot to move that dice there. Then 3 in a green, so 8 mana value total. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. So this is insane right here. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So it's like a Vizier of Menagerie on an enchantment. Enchantments are hard to get rid of because people have more creature kill and stuff. So 8 mana value total, you become a card advantage engine. And then you still get the +1/+1 counters when you attack and everything. So super, super good. Number 2, another green card, of course, is Old Gnawbone. Now, I think this should be number 1, but I'll get to number 1 in a moment here and why I chose it number 1. Old Gnawbone, 5 green, so 7 mana value, very high. But it's a flying dragon, legendary creature, of course. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. Okay, let's read that again. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. So you deal 10 damage to a player, you get 10 treasures, right? And then Old Gnawbone doesn't even have to attack. You just put Old Gnawbone onto the battlefield, and you're just like, all right, I'll attack with my Zorn. That's 3 treasures. Well, with Zorn, it's +1, so it's 4 treasures. Like that, instantly. So you can play this, ramp, get your green deck, ramp everything out, play this, attack your creatures, make more treasures, play a bunch more stuff, then you're just like winning. I've seen this thing, I've played this thing. It is absurd. It should be number 1, but our number 1 card here is Circle of Dreams Druid. Now, I love the art. The art is super cool. It's a very restrictive green cost. The Elf Druid tap, add a green for each creature you control. Now, that sounds familiar, right? That sounds like this card right here, Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, that's right. You saw it right. I think this is the most powerful card in Commander, number 1 card. If you've ever seen Gaia's Cradle played, you would understand how ridiculous it is. Now, this is on a creature. It is summoning sick. But once you get unsick, it starts going hog wild in the right deck. Most green decks, you just tap this for 6. Bam. In Chatterfang, you just tap it for 6, 10, whatever. You do whatever you want, essentially. There. Now, these could be tied, whatever it is. I think these are insane mana generators. So as you can see here, if you actually look at the top 10, the two most important resources in EDH are cards and mana, right? Look at this. Mana, card advantage, mana advantage. This does mana and card advantage right here. This does more mana. This just gives you creatures, card advantage, this mill. So it's a lot of mana advantage right here at the bottom levels, at the top tier. Anyways, those are my top 10. If you have your top 10 or you think differently of my top 10 or disagree, disagree in the comments or agree in the comments. I would love for you to agree in the comments. Anyways, if you enjoy this video, give the video a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted. I have my TCG player affiliate link in the description below if you want to support me even further. And as always, have a wonderful day.